Hi everyone, I think it's streaming now. I hope you can hear and see me correctly. So we are live from Paris from our office. Shuki, can you confirm me it's streaming correctly? You don't see it? Can anyone see me? Oh yeah, it's streaming correctly. I mean, I can see myself. That's great. So we are live from our office in Paris once again. This is the final update of the year. I wanted to again bring you some news about where we are. After the Kickstarter, all the effort we took in these last weeks. There is no PowerPoint for this presentation, but just some news, and I'm also here to answer any of your live questions regarding the headset and what we're doing now. But I have a few announcements to make. The first one is that the headset is in a very good shape now, and that we are still preparing the tooling for the final prod, and we expect to deliver you by April in 2022. So that being said, we are still heavily working on the software and the fine-tuning of the optics and the integration of OpenXR. So some of you you are asking a lot about the SDK. We have an SDK now, like all the demos you've seen, they were built with Unity, with the SDK we have for Unity, but we only want to share with you the SDK we are going to support on the long run, which is the OpenXR runtime. And we are still waiting for Qualcomm to deliver some stuff, but in January, I expect that Lynx, that we will deliver publicly the SDK for the headset for people who want to start integrating it with their application. So you should be able, starting sometimes in January, to use our SDK in Unity and to see if your app is working and if you need to make any kind of adjustments. So our SDK will integrate the Ultraleap SDK for the hand tracking input. And as I have other piece of news as well for the controllers. So we are making great progress with Finch, to have the controllers use the hand tracking data. That is working quite well. And we are also compatible now with the index controllers. So one of our colleagues, Mark, was able to use the index controllers with Lynx through SteamVR. So it's great news for anyone that owns the Knuckles. But it's integrated in our path to be compatible with as much hardware and software as we possibly can. And all that will be centered around OpenXR. That said, next piece of news, during the last 2 months, especially the last few weeks, I traveled a lot across Europe and anywhere I could without having COVID in my way, with taking all the precautions, of course. But I traveled and met, I think one of the last important meetings we had was meeting with Sidequest. So Lynx and Sidequest are working together officially now to have a content distribution strategy with their technology in our headset. So in April, you will be able, when you receive the headset, to have a store that will be integrated in Lynx. I was really aligned with the Sidequest leaders, Shane and Ola. Thanks again for meeting me. But it's going to be huge. Like you have to start somewhere. You need to start with the hardware, right? But it's only like 20-30% of the work. You need to have a full ecosystem where people are enjoying the apps and paying for them, and people are rewarded and all that, and people are earning money on the platform. That's the most difficult part. And that we are taking that step with Sidequest, and I'm really excited for beginning of next year, where we are going to integrate all that in the platform. Again, it will be centered around OpenXR. We are, Lynx is dedicated to use this standard in everything we do from now on. So. Yeah, things are looking pretty bright for the. I mean, it's not only Lynx; it's like the whole ecosystem. Oculus started to port their hand tracking to OpenXR as well. So if you made a hand tracked app, an app that uses hand tracking in Oculus, it would be very easy to port that to Lynx, I think. So that's really great. That's what I really wanted to share with you tonight. I met with investors as well. So we are currently, as you know, raising money after the successful Kickstarter we did. I found some incredible investors that know what AR and VR is, that are in Europe. And you're going to hear more about that, I think, by the end of January or sometimes in February maximum. But it's finally good that people are understanding what we're doing and understanding the value that we're bringing on the table with Lynx. I'm really happy about the outcome. I also have to really honestly, I think two things happened for us at the same time, end of October. The first one is we had this Kickstarter campaign that brought some publicity on us, and also Mark Zuckerberg said that he said metaverse, so everyone said metaverse after that, and everyone jumped on his train, and that's great because I think it's very popular to hate on Mark Zuckerberg for many reasons. But he's the one putting money on the table for the ecosystem today. So there are both sides of how you look at it. So I'm really glad that we don't follow the same business model and we are bringing something different. But Meta is still the dominant player in this field. We're trying to change that, of course. Other companies do as well. But they are the one driving the AR and VR economy today. So at the end of October, there was really a shift in venture capital and attention to VR and AR that we've never seen before. So I just wanted to mention that. I think that's great, and I think that people are still buying in mass the Quest 2 and the offering of Meta, but more and more people are looking for alternatives. Just like the same way, Apple will probably go on the market sometime, and you will always have people that refuse to jump in the Apple ecosystem. And this is where Lynx will also be for these people. So we got more attention. People understand the ambition that we have. I'm grateful for everyone that is committing to invest in Lynx. That's great. If you want or know people that would be interested, it's still time. You can reach me. You can reach to me on Twitter or by email. I'm sorry that I still don't answer all the emails, but I'm trying to go pass through that and then to answer everyone. So if you're waiting an answer, you can keep waiting or send me another email. I will probably answer. Sorry about that. We didn't bring a lot of update because we were under a lot of work, both on the production of the headset, of the supply chain issues that we don't want to get into, and it's drama every week on that side. And there are also a lot of work on the software. The way Lynx is organized today is half hardware, half software. If you look at how the company is built and what kind of people we hired. But in the future, it will probably be 20-30% of software and all the rest of hardware and all the rest in software. Because it's really, really hard to get the platform right, to get the user interface, to get the integration of the third parties that we have, and still build in the open. So yeah, it's a huge challenge. So I will take question from the chat. Shuki, did I forget anything? I think we're good. Yeah. So a few questions that I have on the screen right now. Did you need dongles to use the index controllers? We did not need. We don't need any dongle to use the index controllers. I think Mark was using CloudXR to go through SteamVR, so it's pure software. So you just need Wi-Fi on your SteamVR computer. But you need the tracking base, like the Lighthouse tracking, so the controllers are tracked. The headset is not tracking the index controllers, they're still tracked with the Lighthouse base stations. So you need that, but you don't need any other dongle or whatever. Can you use the knuckles without the base station? So yeah, so you cannot use the index controllers without the base stations. I mean, not yet, but I don't see that changing. Is there a possibility of a compatibility layer with Quest games, or is that up to the community to build? But I think that will be something that us, like as a community, we could build. I think OpenXR is a lot of that. There are some APIs. You will still have some vendor APIs from Oculus or from other headsets, or even from Lynx that you will have to tweak. But I think OpenXR is what you're asking for. Hoping virtual desktop dev get a Lynx dev kit ASAP. So yeah, we are in the process of building some pre-commercial units. Like the units that go through drop test and testing the Wi-Fi and all that. And those units will also go after the testing is done to early developers. And we intend to ship one, of course, to Guy, but also to other studios and other developers in the community, as well as some early backers. Do you think that it would be possible to fully use the headset while never buying any controllers from a gaming perspective? Yes. So the cool thing about Lynx is that on day one, you will still be able to use all the games you bought on SteamVR, which is great. But there are some new games that will appear that will leverage more hand tracking. And I think you can have a good gaming experience starting, April, with not buying any controllers. I've seen some games built like that. Yeah, that worked. It's really different from the game, like Beat Saber and Alex and all that. But it's from a gaming perspective, you can make a pretty decent use of hand tracking, like just hand tracking on it. And you can still buy the controllers after. So that's also working. Could you please bring the paper confidential Lynx R2 a bit closer to the camera? Oh, you can see that. Oh yeah, no, sorry. That you will have to zoom a bit, but yeah, that's one of the core technologies for Lynx R2, and the hardware team made a joke and put it there for people trying to decipher what it is about. Any news about the operating system? So the operating system is still based on Android 10. It's Android without the Google layer, so it's vanilla Android with some Qualcomm drivers to make everything work together on the XR2, and some of Lynx drivers like for the RGB cameras and for stuff like that. So that is still something we own. It's compiled at the office here on the computer up there. And part of that will be open source, and we will explain, like the OS will be distributed in two ways. One, rooted image, like you can type ADB root and that would just work. And one that is more like public facing for deployments that you could use that is non-rooted for security reasons. Okay. Other question, will the controllers be shipped with the headset in April or a little later or a long time? So the controllers are not made at the same in the same place as the headsets, and they're just not using the same components inside, of course. So I don't have a firm answer still. Maybe they will be delayed. Like I want to be honest. Maybe they will be delayed. I don't know. But we are trying to have them shipped together for cost reasons, of course. So the questions. Have you guys secured all of the parts yet, especially the IMUs? There's been a lot of unexpected part delays lately, especially IMUs. So we're not seeing any problems on that for now. Remember, we don't have a lot of quantities. Like we're not shipping billions of headsets. We're shipping, dozens of thousands of headsets, which is pretty low. So the kind of volume we're asking for the vendors is probably what they have left on stock somewhere. So we ordered a lot already. We secured a few thousand headsets in terms of components already. So I'm not really worried there. I will keep you updated if we have any shortage or any delay in the supply. And I know everyone has them today, so I will let you know. But that's not something we have now. Could you clarify what you meant about Qualcomm possibly providing some SDK tools? So you have the OS, you have what Qualcomm calls the Qualcomm SDK, and you have the Lynx SDK on top of that. And Qualcomm SDK is basically a set of APIs that they provide their partners and customers like Lynx to tap into the 6DoF APIs, for example. So if you want to use Qualcomm 6DoF, you will like our SDK will go through that API. So they are providing those basic tools today, and they also announced in November something called Snapdragon Spaces. And Snapdragon Spaces is the child of their acquisition of Wikitude. And Wikitude was the company acquired by Qualcomm, I think, in September. And they were a company providing a set of tools in the application layer for AR and VR, such as object recognition and more advanced computer vision stuff like anchoring stuff, segmenting in AR and all that. So we will also have access to that, and I don't know yet how much we will integrate of that, and like what. It's not really clear yet, but Qualcomm is willing to provide another set of APIs called Snapdragon Spaces, and we'll keep you updated. It's cool because they do a lot of stuff out of the box, like like pattern recognition, image tracking, 3D object tracking. It's really great, and it's going to be optimized for XR2 and for the Qualcomm chips. So I expect that will run very well with Lynx. But I have nothing to give you on that shipping in our SDK or operating system yet. I'll let you know as well. But good question. What is the precise focal length? So everything is. Who is asking that? So the focal, like everything is clear in the headset from 20 centimeters up to infinity. So the pass-through lens here, there are fisheye lenses. So everything is in focus basically. Okay. Are we still expecting April shipment? Yes. I think that's good. Will there be drivers available to custom OS developers so the community can make custom ROMs? That's a question I don't really have an answer. Like you could flash. I think. We haven't tried. So I can't be sure you can flash any OS on the headset. But if you flash an OS that is not using the Qualcomm drivers, you will not be able to use some part of the chip. Like you will not be able, for example, to use the DSP or some features on the GPU and stuff like that. So I think that will work, but I don't know how well. I don't know if it's a viable option to have that running on a headset. Any words on Vulkan 1.2 yet? So no words on that. No words on that. I know that Qualcomm is working on it somehow, but no, we can't share anything yet about Vulkan. So for now, the runtime the runtime is are running on OpenGL and not on Vulkan. Did you code your own proprietary SLAM algorithm for the headset? So we have a 6DoF algorithm that is using cameras and IMU in our headset, but we prefer to use the Qualcomm algorithm for power, the power consumption. They're making a better job because they know the chips better than we do, and so they have something very well integrated and very optimized and very low power. So, and you can use your own 6DoF algorithm if you want. You can just deactivate the Qualcomm one and access the same cameras and access the IMUs and try to make something of it that can work. All right. So I think it's good for tonight. Again, thank you for everything, for you guys that are watching that video, that support the project. There are so many things to share. Again, we are writing everything. There will be a book some days about this company for sure. I'm still reading the questions, so there will be updates regarding the software in January, in February, and anytime before and after the devices ship. Also, we are making a piece of software called the Sauron, like the bad guy in Lord of the Rings, and that software will manage the documentation, the SDK downloads, the support, commercial support, and all that in one place. So we are building a big database, application that will run our business and our relationship with you. So you will find updates and updates from the team there. We're going to open this platform in January, so I will share the link in our channels and on Kickstarter when it's ready. But we will update our website accordingly, and we will start sharing the downloads and the resources you're waiting for at that time, and that will be on this platform. And it will be super open. You don't need an account to access it. You just need an account if you need the support and to access more stuff if you're a partner. But the documentation and the SDK will be available for everyone. So thanks again. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. We are still continuing working at Lynx. You will see some very, very cool promo photos and videos starting tomorrow, but in the coming months. We are going to bring Lynx in places where no headset has ever been before. So I can't wait. And stay tuned. We will share more stuff later. And stay safe, of course, with the current situation. I will probably be at CES. I saw that a lot of company canceled. I don't, maybe we're still coming. I will let you know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to make any plan these days, but I want to show it at CES. I will let you know. All right, and thank you very much. See you guys.